about, I guess, a more expanded role this week, especially, matching up with Cal and Stanford's big guys?
Oh, I see both teams are. ASIC team is sort of the traditional. You have the two posts, and both teams rely heavily on their posts. So it's a big role for us big guys. We're going to have to play a lot. We're going to have to play well, and if we can limit their post shots, it'll really help the team out.
Thoughts on Coach possibly throwing in some zone? Shay's talked about maybe a box and one, a box and two. What are your thoughts on that?
We've always kind of worked on that stuff a little bit this year, every once in a while, just so, if need be, we could put it into place. I don't know. If it helps, it helps. It just sort of depends. It'd be a game time decision. So it's one of those things where, right now I don't know if we'd use it. I don't know. I'm sure it'd be, like I said, a game adjustment. So it's hard to say right now.
Did you ever think you'd hear Kevin O'Neill, man-to-man guru, thinking about it?
Well, I'm sure him thinking about it very little. So, it could happen. If it helps out, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We haven't done it all this year, so I can't really say.
You've worked on box and one and triangle and two, and what?
Yeah, you always work on those things just for, just in the same sense that you work on in a game, 4 seconds left, ball's out of bounds here. You got to work on those things because you never know when you'll have to use them, and you don't want to get caught, not having practiced that ever. So. It's one of those things where we usually end of practice, working that a little bit just to keep our minds fresh about it.
What's your anticipation level this week with some big teams coming in, big size teams coming in?
Well, it's going to be a lot of work. It's always been with those teams, and they're both very good offensive teams. And you look at it where Stanford is ranked right now, and you see the teams Cal beats, and it's going to be some tough games. We're going to have to play hard here. Luckily we got them at home already. Played them up at their place, but we need these wins. We need them bad, so we need to play hard.
How are you feeling physically? Are you back to?
Yeah, I feel fine. It's just trying to do what I can to help out.
K.O. mentioned that yesterday, I think he sat down with you guys and said, this is what we have in front of us, this is what we have to do. Was it, he doesn't strike me as a Newt Rockne speech kind of guy, but was it, how would you characterize the meeting?
It's one of those things where it's getting closer and closer to the Pac-10 tournament. It's getting closer and closer to where, you look at in the eyes of the committee is, what's freshest in their mind about a team. And, we're at that point right now, so we know we've got some big games that we've won in the past, and we've played well and against some good teams, but you got to have those marquee wins late in the season that really help you out. So that's what we really need to get right now. That's what we need to focus on.
So he was openly talking about, hey, we need to do this if we think we're going to make the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. If we win out, obviously it's going to help. Tremendously. But like I said, it's your resume building up. That's what you need to have. You need to have big wins, and if you have bigger wins later in the season, it only helps you out more.
Was it nice to hear that after something that was so crushing, I guess, on Sunday, just kind of emotionally for everybody, just to say, okay, back to work, this is what we've got ahead of us?
Yeah, you can't give up. You got to keep on playing. We've had it in the past years here where we were losing games late in the season, and you can't give up. You got to keep on playing, and there's always the possibility of being in the postseason.
Thank you, Kirk.